on the floor and the party turned insane as she called out her name.
I'm speechless by the way. I don't even know what to say. Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Control. Oh, everything is going a bit wonkus. Goes way inside her head and everything seems a little bit... Oh, Dylan, you look a bit off. Alright, I'll just be heading this way, you know. It's all good. It's all nice. You know, it's all cool. Nothing hiding in there. Nope. Alright. Back to the director's office, you know. It's all cool.
Welcome back. I knew I chose a good assistant.
No problem, Artie. You're pretty nice. I like you. You seem like a bad guy, but then you seem like a good guy, but then you seem like a bad guy again. Oh yeah, I need to have a purpose for this, right? So I need to get the mail I need to deliver. Yeah, don't mind me.
I will fight this. I will find a way to push them out.
Sure, hope so. It'd be kind of weird if this was just an infinite loop. I'm not a worm through time.
You're a worm through time. The Thunder Soul distorts you.
I know what I must do. Start at the beginning. I should have seen it earlier. This is my mess to clean up. My fight. No one else's.
So wait, so did she kill the director, or did the director kill himself? I don't really get it.
Hello, this is Dr. Casper Darling. I have a classified message for the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. I have sad news. Hedron is gone now, but it was not a source. It was a catalyst. Do you understand? You must go to my office, the Endgame. It will be revealed.
Okay. Find Darling's office. Oh. Oh, they're all me. Executive affairs. Okay, let's go over here. Then what am I looking for? Maybe this safe room? Come on, this has to play some kind of role. There's no way the safe room is not important. One, two, and three.
You're gone. Dead. I can't feel you. I can't. This is what Dylan wanted all along. But there's something. I can feel it, but I don't know what. The motel is a place of power, of change, a place to pass through, connecting everything.
Yeah, it seems so.
This is a dream inside my head. Why shouldn't it take me anywhere I want to go?
I don't know. Dynamite. Oh, he's making his own song, is that it?
Nobody knew her name, but she turned up just the same. There was a knock on the door, a thump on the floor, and the party turned insane as she called
I'm speechless by the way. I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. Yes, Jesse is dynamite.
This is so weird,
Oh, you don't say.
but it is my head. Grow brighter.
Jesse Polaris?
One constant. They revolve. Hedron is dead. But you're alive. Here. In me. Maybe Hedron put you in our heads when we met her. Maybe you were always there. And she was just trying to teach me how to trigger you. Maybe I'll never understand.
Hedron is a female?
Maybe I don't need to. Trench was the first to be corrupted by the hiss. Slowly, over the years. His need for control only made it worse. It was Trench who took the projector to the nostalgia department. He opened the door to the hiss. Just like that. With Hedron dead, the hiss tried to corrupt me too. But I'm stronger than them. We're stronger.
Oh yeah, this is a place I couldn't access.
They'll
I always
try to
assumed I
stop
would
us.
be able to access it later on. That's where it's always been. That's a bit sad though, because... Oh well. So she never questioned that one area you could not even go into? This is here, interior.
My sister had this dream. Bad dream. And the whole world was dreaming with her.
Dylan?
She convinced herself that she was awake. She's always messed up. I knew I had to end her dream. I had to wake her up. I had to rip down the poster she'd been staring at. Cut off her.
The thunder song distorts you. Happiness comes, white comes, but yellow and red.
I know he's still there somewhere. Locked inside.
Perhaps he is, but you can't really do much about it.
Because that's how it was for me.
Well, you didn't really go crazy. Arguably, I suppose. Level 30? Oh, she is strong. How strong? What level is Jessie now? They're level 30 and she can beat them like this? Oh Jesus, she is so strong. Whether you have shields or not doesn't really matter now, for some reason. Oh, just carrying one of them. Right, you want to get hit by your fellow team member? Okay. Let's go. I'm strong, you guys are weak. By the way, the red tint really messes with my eyes when I look at other colors right now. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the recording screen and gray is just kind of very bluish. Who did that? You did that. Go, 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 go. I hate you so much. Bad thingies. Oh, there you are. What now? Are there more? Ouch. Junior officer ID something something. Ooh, I think I'm getting weaker. I was trying to get a healing. No. Got my eyes. The red tint is really messing with my eyes. Okay, how far back do I go? Beginning? I mean, that's a bit sad. No, not the is it the beginning? This game is pretty good at handling checkpoints. I don't think this is the beginning. It's not. Where'd you go? I think you went over there. And we have you, and then we should have a bunch of you. Ouch. Don't know if the big guy is still there. He might be. You done? Oh my god, that's a lot of these guys. Okay, at least that's one down. I don't know if I defeated that guy earlier or not. Was he the one who killed me? It might be the one who killed me. Alright, Dylan, I shall stop you whether you want me to or not. What's up, Dylan? How you doing?
Dylan's in a coma. I don't know if there's anything of him left in there. If he'll ever find his way back. The portal's been closed, but the hiss is still in the oldest house. And the lockdown can't be lifted as long as any trace of it remains. I'm working on a solution with my management team, but there is still a long road ahead. I'm the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. We're in this together. You and I.
This is a true ending. I mean, I was hoping for more answers, but you know, it's fine. Alright, so my opinion on the game, I will put a graph on the screen right here so you guys can see what my opinions are. This game has a lot of bugs. I just want to say that right off the bat, it has a lot of issues related to bugs. And before anyone says it, yes, I know there's an online update you can install on a website online on the internet, you know. But this is a game you buy on a store, and if the game developers, the company behind it, does not want to give an update, I'm happy that someone in the company made an update and released it. But that does not excuse the state the actual game you buy is in before you do any editing to the files through an unofficial update on websites online. Not to mention, the risk of getting a virus is also pretty high. So I don't appreciate it when they don't update the games properly. The ray tracing implementation of this game is also pretty poor. Now, playing with and without ray tracing was the benefit. Well, usually ray tracing comes with a course with a graphics card, right? But in this game, I feel like ray tracing is broken. Because the rays it tries to make are kind of weird, and the noise, and it makes so much noise everywhere. There is no like setting that makes it stronger. And I know there's also a fix that's in the patch you can download online. Again, I don't feel safe linking any website, or even if it's right on anything, because again, at any point something could happen to the website where someone replaces the link or something. Again, this should not be the case, and I really dislike the developers for doing that. I know Remedy is like a highly praised company when it comes to this stuff. They made Alan Wake, and they're going to make this game, and they are making Alan Wake 2, I think. But it really should not be this way with games. It really should not be this way where the older game gets abandoned and a person has to upload a patch on a different website instead of where you bought the game. Like, it should automatically get installed on the storefront you bought it on. It is just not okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. And that's already gonna, like, that does not reflect in my review, by the way. I could make a new one called Company and then just kind of put it down, but that would be more opinion based than actual facts, so I won't do that. Again, the graph is already opinion based, but I'm trying to keep it as factual as I can based on my experience in the game. So while it's opinionated, I don't want to bully or encourage bullying a company or whatever, or a person for that matter. So I'm not gonna put it in. Would be fun to put it in as a joke though against the companies, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so what do we start with besides bugs that I've already mentioned? Let's start with the characters. Jessie is a pretty okay main protagonist. Now, I don't identify with Jessie at all because she seems a bit weird. Like, she just seems weird. I don't really know what her deal is. Like, I really don't know what it is. I don't know if she was the actual director the whole time and she didn't realize it until later on, or if Trench was actually the one who killed himself, or if Dylan caused Trench to kill himself, because Dylan wasn't in control when he got killed, right? Dylan got taken over afterwards, so it's all confusing and kind of twisted together. So I'm guessing that some weird stuff happened there. I don't really know what it's all about, but let's just ignore that. The story is made to be confusing and kind of for you to put pieces together, which I kind of like, but also dislike. I mean, I dislike it until the end of the game, where I would appreciate it if they kind of made the pieces fit together more. They sort of did with Trench, but that's about it. He's like the only resolution in the whole game. We didn't get to know what the hiss is. We didn't get to know who Jessie is and how she really became director. It kind of tries to show us a bit of her growing to be the director and all that stuff, but I don't know, it just seems a bit off. But her character itself is okay. There's nothing too crazy about it. There's nothing too positive and nothing too negative. She's just a pretty decent character. She's just a character you play as, and she has a personality. And it's very neutral most of the time, but otherwise she loves supernatural stuff and she feels at home in the bureau, where she felt not at home outside. So I guess you can sort of identify with where you belong and where you feel like you belong in that sense. Yeah. Dylan's character is just crazy in the game, and that reflects pretty well, but there's nothing too weird about his character. I wish they would have used his character more. Like, they didn't give a great impression other than he's just corrupted by the hiss. And he seems a bit weird. So I wish they would have done more to him to make him a bit more interesting. But he's not, so, Trench, I don't know, didn't really care about the guy that much. Also not the most interesting guy in the world. I mean, the fact that he shot himself, I was kind of hoping that he was get corrupted by the hiss, which is why he shot himself. But the fact that he's the one who let the hiss in and the hiss made him kill himself was kind of, at least that's how I understand it. It was kind of unique. I also like how they implemented real life people and real life acting into the game. And showed them in the game as projectors and projections. They did that very fluently, and I really like how they managed to do that. That's a pretty nice thumbs up from me. Now, when it comes to gameplay and how this game plays, this is not my type of game. Alright, I'm gonna try to stick to as much factual stuff as possible, then I'm gonna give my opinion afterwards. But this type of game is more like a roguelite. And I'm not the biggest fan of roguelites because it involves a lot of respawning enemies and running to the same areas and kind of getting new abilities to go to the next area in the game that was locked off before. And I also don't like the fact you have to get keycards to access certain areas and then that forces you to go back again to early areas. Like, I wish they could have implemented that in a better way than keycards, but ultimately it's fine. There's nothing too wrong about it. It's just, as a person who doesn't want to fast travel a lot, it would be nice if they had an alternate way of doing it, but it's fine. They don't really take me into account in fast traveling and stuff like that. You're the director of the Federal Bureau. The crisis is not over. Your work is not done. Okay, that's fine. But then we continue to talk. We can already see that the ray tracing is just completely off there, graphics-wise. Like, graphics in the game, the design is great. His search to dangerous depths of the oldest house to clarify bureau secrets and hidden clues. No. But you can already see that the actual design of the game is great. Like, the areas are made very well. The bureau is made very well. The fact that it borrows a lot from SCP. Now, I'm probably going to be a bit controversial saying that, but it feels like they took a lot of what made SCP special and ported it into this game on their own take on it. Now, if you don't believe me to be right, that's fine. That's what I get from this. I get SCP vibes a lot of the time. But with actual shoot gameplay, like you can put all the SCPs into this game and the same gameplay, and you can kind of get the same like weird entity that did something, the weird SCP that did everything, and then you can make a game out of that as well if you really wanted to. And you'll pretty much have the same game, just a different location, probably like an underground base or something. But it does borrow a lot from SCP, and the design is good. Like, the design of the levels themselves are good. There's nothing wrong with those. It does feel like you're inside a weird supernatural building, and they did that very well. Nothing too wrong about it. But the issue again lies with the graphics, because again, the patch online fixes that. But again, if you're buying a game, you expect to get the full game on the storefront, right? So the digital versions of the game, they can get the patch. Physical versions, if there were any physical versions, I don't think can. But there's a render problem where the things don't render fast enough when you go near them and stuff like that. This game has gotten a lot of praise from what I've seen, but there are a lot of issues in it and a lot of also bugs. So like I said, when the game froze, I got the weird black smudge taking over my screen, and I had to restart the game to actually fix it. No going back into the menu and going back in the game again. That won't fix it. You have to restart the actual game and then go back into the game again. No idea what causes it. Don't know why, but it's not something I should experience when I buy a game like this. I really shouldn't. What else is there? I mean, the story already touched on. Gameplay, roguelite, upgrading abilities and objects of power, which I really liked. I like the ability where she could go over, get a power from an object of power, and then that gave me the incentive to investigate all objects of power. It's just later on you didn't get anything from getting to the objects of power. Oh, there's also the one quest that's bugged out where the paper thingy flies away and then it gets stuck in the ground or whatever happened to it there. Maybe I'm just stupid, you know. That could also be it. But yeah, overall, I think I'd give the game maybe a 6, just because it's not supported that well anymore. I would give it a 7 because it's unique. It's a unique game. Like the overall estimate of how I judge this game is, it's a unique game. I've never played anything like it before. It does give me roguelite vibes. It's not just a third-person shooter, because third-person shooters are a little bit more linear. They're a little bit more level-based, I would say. Like, it is still a third-person shooter, but it's like mixed with roguelite elements. And maybe a little bit of Metrovania. I mean, I get a little bit of a Metroidvania like style gameplay from it, where you cannot access an area until you have a certain ability, and then you go to another area to get that ability, then you fight a boss there, then you go to the next area. Like, I also get a couple Metroidvania vibes from the game. If you don't know what that is, that's pretty much a 2D side scroller. Certain areas are locked until you get abilities, and enemies respawn, and then you go to the next area, you have a map of the area. Like, this is an example. Oh, on-map area. This is not an unmapped area, but okay. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to get this game. Just keep in mind, this is not a traditional third-person shooter. This is different. It plays very different from Alan Wake. Especially since she has infinite ammo and it's all about, like, destroying the enemies before anything else happens. But yeah, again, really like the supernatural aspects of it. Like the idea of how it ties the Alan Wake universe together. Like the references to Alan Wake. And yeah, I enjoyed playing through the game. But there were times I got frustrated. Not because I died or anything, just because of the bugs in the game. And I definitely noticed the visuals. I only have ray trace reflections on, by the way. And for some reason, that also ruins the wall. I don't know if the noise is ray tracing. It shouldn't be. I'm also running the DirectX 12 version of the game, so maybe the 11 version runs better, but the DirectX 12 version is the one I'm using. So keep that in mind. So if you have no issues in using DirectX 11, all good. All right. You can leave me in the comment. You can even in the comment section like, has your experience of the game been smooth? Have you had no bugs? Because if so, you're lucky. But let's see here. Director's office. Trench. Bureau funding. I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget so long as we operate within the rules. How we just go from scrutiny in many aspects. If our budget demands. Director. Okay. Let's just see if there's anything in here.
Shawshank Redemption. That's the name of the movie I was thinking of earlier. Not important, but that was it.
Okay. In any case, very interesting game. I will go ahead and go to the executive office. The craft should be gone by now, by the way. I've already said everything I wanted to say about the game without making a full review. So, I mean, there's that. Power a bit. Up to the power unique. Yeah, okay.
Any luck finding the armory?
Any luck with you guys, you know, being good, being cool? You guys all cool? I hope so.
Could survivors be hiding inside?
Where's an alter his corruption manifests refer to? Okay.
I remember a report. Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good.
That's... Really? I mean, yes, I can certainly... Yes! Yes, I accept.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm honored, Jesse, really. Thank you.
Okay, that's nice. Can I talk with her again?
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing.
The board. Darling's fate. Oh yeah, I actually don't know what happened there. But before I continue, I will not be doing these missions because... like, the thing is, right? The main mission in this game, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But all the side missions are kind of go here where you've already been and do this thing there. You know, like it's almost like a fetch mission. It's just instead of fetching, you kill something, or you clean an object of power, and it's just not that fun or interesting. Like the objects of power, they have unique spins to them. Well, the traffic light did anyway. The other ones, they were kind of just connected to getting rubble near them and whatever. But I don't like that you're just kind of like, oh yeah, go out and cleanse that guy or kill that guy, and then that's it. And even if there's more to it, I don't want to just go out and kill stuff. I've killed so much throughout the whole game. Everything respawns, so why would I want to go out and kill stuff? Oh well.
How do you feel about me taking over as director?
You act like it just happened. You've been director since we first met, remember? I am still thrilled. Nothing's changed. Not for me. But the Bureau has changed. Trench and Darling are gone. Their knowledge, anything not written down, disappeared with them. They knew the Bureau better than anyone.
They're the Bureau's past, Emily. We won't operate like they did. We'll learn from their mistakes. We'll be better than they ever were. We won't ever be like them.
And what about Darling's fate? I don't actually know what happened
When
to
the
him.
hiss got into my head, I saw some weird things.
Oh, you mean like him dancing?
Darling even spoke to me. Does that make any sense to you?
Empirically, no, but phantom voices as well as hallucinatory states are not uncommon here. And considering the forces that Dr. Darling was working with, he could have been transferred to a different plane of consciousness, physically or otherwise.
And that doesn't upset you?
Oh, very. And the fact that he hid those forces from me, it's infuriating. But Darling's dream was always to look beyond our reality. This time he may have taken a step too far, but as long as his consciousness can perceive his surroundings, I'm sure he's loving it.
Maybe Darling was just trying to protect you from the darker side of his work.
Fuck that. I'm not a child. Like, don't just assume I'm going to consider something morally repugnant.
Yes, the guy who covered up murder was the one who
Which it
cared
all
about her.
was, of course.
Alright, Dylan's condition.
How is Dylan?
The same. I can't detect any his activity, but his physiology has certainly been altered by it. And I can't tell if his brain activity is genuine or simply the aftermath of the hiss, like spasms. Dylan could wake up tomorrow for all I know. I really can't say.
Then I just have to wait for him. That's fair. He waited a long time for me.
He didn't know where he was.
We'll be monitoring him round the clock. If he wakes up, we'll be ready. I don't mean that in a hostile way, just... well, you know.
I hear you. My brother isn't exactly popular around here. I hope one day he'll have the chance to change that.
Okay, and what about the HIA failure?
So, there was a moment after Hedron died that I couldn't feel my powers. The hiss got into my head. Just for a moment.
So that explains the HRA outage. Before we knew what was happening, the hiss had us. They were in my head. I saw terrible things. I mean, I was about to go under forever when the hiss was pushed back. The HRAs had come back on. Dylan vanished afterwards, and we fought off the hiss that came after him. So if Hedron's death knocked out the HRAs, that means there must be a new local source for them to relay, which I'm guessing must be...
me.
You. Hedron is dead, assuming that word even applies to a resonant-based life form. But whatever it awakened in you, the power you call Polaris, is still active. Or at least, that's what my instruments are telling me.
I don't think we're ever gonna understand all of this. And I'm okay with that. I'm just glad you're here with me. That's good to know. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, and what about the board?
I found Dylan attacking the astral plane and the board. What was he hoping to accomplish?
Huh. Since they arrived, Hiss have been corrupting objects of power, which have an inherent link to the astral plane. Maybe their goal was to access the astral plane and the board itself.
That still doesn't tell us why.
His motives are a difficult thing to work out, but I have been digging through confidential files and noticed a strange gap in knowledge regarding the board. Looks like any data on them has either been deleted or was never gathered in the first place.
Then maybe it's time someone looked into that.
Maybe it is.
Okay, well, that's that, I
I've got a
suppose.
bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
I still don't know what's up with the
Please,
lady going
everyone.
down.
Not even as a joke.
I'm the director. You can call me Director Faden if they want. That's fine.
Methodical. Clean out every last hiss with one fell swoop.
Director.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Now, I don't know if there's an actual ending to the game where all the hiss is gone and everyone is happy and stuff, you know. But again, I can't really access that and also can't really do it. So, you know. Oh, her normal outfit is civilian. Okay. I mean, she is the director, so I'm gonna keep the director suit on. But is there nothing else I can do? I mean, there's this one, which is, again, go kill these people. Clear the clog, something I've already done. Eradicate the mold. Again, repetitive missions that talk to the plants. I mean, apparently you can talk to plants, but I'll let you guys do that if you have the game. Again, the game is a bit broken. I'm not very happy with my experience with the game, so I'm not going to do these side missions. This game came out years and years ago, by the way, so it shouldn't be in this state. If I knew how buggy it was, I would probably not have played it. But, you know, sometimes things like this happen. I even gave it a pretty high score as well. Like 6 out of 10 is not super bad for a buggy game that, you know, has a lot of issues. But at its core, it's fun and somewhat fun. And while it's not a game for me, it's a game for someone. Again, people seem to like this game. I can see why. And if you're the kind of person, go ahead, get the game. But I recommend getting it as a discount, because you're pretty much buying a half-finished game, unless you're willing to download that patch. Then this game is, how do you say it? Semi-broken. It misses features that the patch introduces into the game, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I think there are DLCs for the game, but I'm pretty sure I don't own them. I don't think I bought them anyway. So I don't know if I'll do them, but if I'll do them, I hope they're more polished than this experience was. Because again, the render issues, all this stuff. I mean, the story was cool. The characters were okay. Environment is very cool. Combat and stuff, again, that's just my opinion. It's very hard to separate my opinion from, you know, fact. But fact is, it's a lot like just shoot, have fun, satisfying action. Very satisfying combat, by the way. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this Let's Play. If you consider checking out my other Let's Plays, of course. I hope to see you in one of those. Consider liking, subscribing, and of course sharing. Hope to see you in another one of those Let's Plays, like I mentioned. And as always, stay awesome.